Well, here we are.
Figuring out this technology.
We're both laughing because neither of us are very talented with technology. And as we've entered this business entrepreneurial space, we've actually had to learn so much when it comes to technology. And so we are actually currently streaming on 3 different platforms. So we'll see how this goes. Well, my name is Jody Barber, and if you're here on my page, you've maybe followed me a little bit, seen a little bit of my story. And today, I have the incredible privilege to get to interview. We're going to kind of dialogue with my very best friend in the entire universe, Cayla Horry. And just to give you guys a little bit of background, Cayla and I have known each other since 2006. And when we first met, it was like, we're going to be best friends for life. And, it's been 15 years, literally 15 years since we first met, which is crazy. So, we've been through all sorts of stuff in our lives. We have walked through a lot of heartbreak together, and we have worked for the same ministry together for years and years and years. We've helped each other through incredibly complex life situations. We're both in each other's weddings, and we've had children literally at the same. I think we've been pregnant at the same time for all 3 kids. And so to say that we have history is an understatement. But this most recent season of our lives, I will say, has been probably my most favorite, and also my most completely unexpected. So, okay, with that said, Cayla, I would love for you to take some time to just share a little bit, like, how did we end up in this entrepreneurial world? And what has kind of surprised you about this?
Totally. Yeah. How did we end up here? I still don't know. Well, I mean, for me, this definitely was very unexpected. I have a brother and sister-in-law who are very busy, very active entrepreneurs with large networks of entrepreneurs. And I've watched them for years and thought like, oh man, that's just not me. It's not me. And so I definitely wouldn't have ever imagined that I would be here. And the personal growth that I've had to walk through over the last couple of years has just been such a gift, but just totally unexpected. And so anyway, okay, a little bit of our story, my story, and then that plays into our story with our current adventure that we're on. Okay, long story, kind of the background. I had been exposed to MIG living through my sister-in-law because I have a little girl who was born with kind of the full allergy package. And part of that was itchy, dry, cracked, bleeding, raw sores on her skin. And we had been to dermatologists and allergists. We had changed her diet, no dairy, no gluten, celery juice, all of the things, all of the different lotions and topical creams, steroid creams, everything. And we really just had not been able to find anything to get it under control. Well, Jamie, founder and formulator of these incredible MIG products, heard my daughter's story through my sister-in-law and sent me some product. And I, to be completely honest, left it in the box for a couple months, didn't even think about it because I had no hope that it would be any different than anything else. And finally, eventually, one day, it smelled so dang good that I thought, well, I might as well use it. It's sitting here. She went to the trouble to send it. So I began using it. And my little girl's skin situation was pretty severe. And so it was not like a miracle overnight, but with consistent use over a few weeks, I started to see some really significant change. And that was such a big deal for us because, again, we had tried everything and just had not been able to find relief for her. And so I had kind of that history with the product, and I knew that the products worked. I had watched them kind of do these amazing things for my daughter. And then through my sister-in-law, I was at an entrepreneur event. I heard Jamie come and share her story. And at the time, I did not know that the girl on stage whose story I was listening to was the same person who had sent that product. I did not realize that they were connected. But at this entrepreneurial event, I heard Jamie share her story, and I was immediately struck by her perseverance, her commitment to her vision, her grit, her ability to kind of push through challenges in the early years, and honestly throughout her whole story as an entrepreneur with what she created and was continuing to create, and the dream that she was pursuing with MIG Living. When this idea came to her nearly 11 years ago, from the very beginning, it was a vision to impact the world for good on so many levels, impact people with their health, give them their power over their health, and give them good choices that support the body's natural healing process, building leaders. Like, her vision from the beginning was to really bless and serve. And so to see just the work ethic and the there were a lot of places in her story where she could have cut corners, or she could have kind of lost sight of that vision, or where it was kind of slow going, and she could have gotten distracted, gotten distracted by something else that looked better at the moment, or could have been a faster solution. And she just kept her eyes on that calling. And so as I heard her share that story, I was really struck by that. And it caused me to really listen. And so, eventually, months later, it was shared with me that Jamie was going to be taking this company. I knew I trusted her as a leader. I knew that she had built the company on integrity. I knew the products worked. And it was shared with me that she was going to be transitioning this company into a social selling model to give women and men and families an opportunity to partner with her to create financial health for their families, just like her heart and desire all along had been physical health and wellness through holistic solutions. And so she decided to expand the model. She was tired of paying big companies for online advertising to run her company through e-commerce, and thought, man, I would so much rather be putting that money into the pockets of families and giving families power back, not only over their health, but also over their finances, and giving them opportunities to partner alongside us, and as they serve others, and share these wellness products with their communities, to have an opportunity to bring an additional stream of income into their home. And so all of that was shared with me. And I very quickly said, no way. No way. I can never do this. It's so not me. To be really honest with you, I have long struggled with insecurity, with a lot of fear of what other people think of me, in a way that has kind of paralyzed me, honestly, in other areas of my life. And when I've seen friends do social selling companies in the past, I've always thought, like, that's so amazing for them. I love that for them. I would rather be dead. I could never do it. And I've really believed that. And so when this opportunity was shared, and I was invited into kind of the early leadership of helping this company prepare for the transition. It was pre-launch. It was just in the beginning stages of preparation for the transition that would come. Again, I quickly said no. And after I said no, I kept thinking, well, I know that this is a leader full of integrity, who I trust, who I respect, who I know is worth following. And she's going to do this differently. I knew that. I knew that the products worked. I knew that they had the power to help people and to bring holistic wellness solutions to people's families. And so while I said, no way, I kept thinking like, man, Jody needs to do this. I need to tell Jody about this. And Darcy, my friend Darcy needs to do this. This would be so good for her. And, my friend Katie and my friend Stephanie. And I immediately started thinking of people for a variety of reasons, either people who I thought would really align with the holistic wellness focus of the company, or people like Jody, who I knew, she and her husband have an incredible calling on their life, but it happens to be one that's not super lucrative. And so, but they've been faithful to that. And because of that, she has had to continue to work because they need additional income to pay their bills. And so as a mom with 3 young kids, Jody and I, like she said, have walked through so many years of life together. And
tell them the different jobs that we can
see. Yeah. We've had so many conversations in years past about like, man, what could we do to make money without having to like check our kids into daycare? Because first of all, we want to be available to be with them. We don't want to put them in daycare all day if we don't have to, but also daycare is expensive. And so it's like, if you check your kids into daycare, you got to find a job that like you make that much more money to even make it worth it. So we've been trying to figure out like, as moms, like we could do like Uber on the weekends, or like drive for Uber Eats, or we could be school bus drivers. If we were school bus drivers, then we could like,
I like looked it up on the website. I almost sent in my application. I mean, it's a great job.
Yeah.
To wake up at like 3 a.m.
Yeah. And I mean, we literally had conversations. We were like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I have found a solution. I'm going to be a school bus driver, because then, I can work kind of within the school hours ish and be home in the evenings with my kids and be off on the weekends. And, teaching English to kids in China online in the mornings, and teaching classes at the local gym, moving roommates into our homes to help pay our mortgages, like you name it, we have brainstormed it. So in my family, in my situation, I have 3 small kids. My little boy is on the autism spectrum, so we've had very high therapy costs his whole life. The best therapies are not covered by insurance, so a lot of out of pocket. My husband has a great job, and I'm so thankful for that. But we have an expensive family, and we live in Southern California, and it's expensive. And my little girls, kids' activities, one of my little girls is a dancer. Dance is expensive, all of the things. So, we've just brainstormed together over the years, like, what can we do to stay engaged with our families, to stay engaged with our kids, to serve people, and also to bring some finances in to help our families survive. And so again, when this was presented to me, I continued to say, there's no way I can do this. But I continued to think of people who should. And so I started telling other people about it and saying like, man, my sister-in-law's friend is starting this company, blah, blah, blah. Like, you got to learn about this. You got to learn about that. And left and right, I had dear friends who I love saying like, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to be a part of this. And, I've never heard of anything like this. Like, this is incredible. Jamie's vision is incredible. Like, we want to be a part of this. And then I remember one day when somebody looked at me and was like, okay, so you have all these people around you that are saying they want to be a part of this. Like, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it with them? And I still had to really wrestle through the fear that I had. And I still had to really wrestle through, kind of honestly dying to what I feared other people's opinions would be. And, I felt like, man, I don't want to be the person in the grocery store that people run from because they think I'm going to like try to sell them my stuff, And so I began to really process the fact that there was a way to do this that felt authentic to me. There was a way to serve people and share about a product line that serves people's wellness, that serves their health with ingredients that are so pure you could eat them. I mean, like, you could eat our products. They're all food-based. And so, it hit me that like, this is an opportunity to serve. And my heart and my work history has been leadership, coaching, care, and serving others. And that's where my heart is, and honestly, where my skill set is. And so I very unexpectedly said, okay, I will try this. It's like, I will try this. But really with a vision of wanting to do it authentic to me and do it in a way that would really serve others. And so as I began and as I got involved and got more and more connected to Jamie and our leadership team, and got to begin to help kind of pave the way and set the pace for the company, and had, literally like tens and tens and tens to hundreds and hundreds of women joining with us, and realized like, man, I'm getting to live out my gifts here. I'm getting to care for others, and I'm getting to coach, and I'm getting to empower women and see women step into who they are and see them grow personally and see them just experience like being empowered in being able to contribute with a new stream of income to their home, and being able to kind of step into personal growth in whatever areas they needed to be successful as they begin business. And to do that in an arena where like the initial investment and the risk is so small, has just been such a gift. It's been such a gift. And it's been, watching the women who've joined with us and who've said like, I want to change my family's financial story, getting to come alongside them and coach them and support them. And all of us doing that while we're serving customers and seeing life-changing results from the products. I'm all in. Right? Like, it's just made it very easy to continue to say yes and to continue to shape this in a way that is authentic to me, that is serving others, that is out of a place of integrity. And through that process, it's been almost 2 years now since the very beginning of when we were kind of in that initial pre-launch stage, and all that time getting to know more deeply our leadership team and our founder and her heart, and watching her integrity play out, has just been a gift, and has just continued to affirm that we're right where we're supposed to be. And, the thing that most motivates me is when I get a text from one of the women on my team saying, my little kid who's been going, my son who has leukemia and has been going through cancer treatments, he has these splits on his skin. And since using these products, we've tried everything else, but since using these products, the splits on his skin are starting to heal. Or getting a text from someone on my team saying, hey, I just want you to know I'm a school teacher and I've lived for years having to get through the summer without paychecks. And every summer it's been such a stretch for my family. And I made a goal in January that I would be able to earn enough with this company through the spring to cover our family's financial need in the summer. And by the way, not only did I do that, but I surpassed that. And so this year, for the first time, like, we're fine in July, like we have that additional stream of income, or getting to hear women on our team who are of retirement age and want to spend their time with their grandkids and want to spend their time saying yes to their kids to free them up for a weekend away or whatever, and, take over with the grandkids and have that additional stream of income to increase their giving or to increase their vacation or to increase their retirement or whatever on their terms, within the windows that fit in what they've been called to. It's just been such a gift. It's been such a gift. So would have never expected it.
No. Yeah. And I'm personally one of the stories of the women that you've brought through into this company to, I share this very often on my social media platforms, but this company has completely changed my family's financial situation, which has then given us choices and options and freedom and flexibility to be able to give and serve. And, in ways that we were limited before, completely limited. Okay, one of the things I wanted to ask you, because there's a lot of baggage around this industry, as we both know. And I know for both of us, we had preconceived ideas about this industry before actually stepping into it and seeing, kind of behind the curtain of what this actually is and what it actually isn't. My question for you is, what has most surprised you, based on what your preconceived ideas were before, and now being in top leadership in this company? What has most surprised you, being on the other side now?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I think there are a few things. I think one of them is I think I always thought, and I've never been a part of any sort of social selling company before. This is my first experience. So I know. So my like preconceived thoughts and ideas about this did not come from bad experiences in other companies. Honestly, it came from what I hear people say or what I thought or assumed based on the things that you hear. And one of the things that I really thought was that there's only one type of person that could be successful at this. You have to be like super pretty and thin and wear a cute hat and have like a beautiful Instagram. Like I honestly was like, that's not me. That's just not me. And, to think like you have to have a certain personality or you have to have a certain look or you have to be a certain way, I think was kind of a false understanding that I had before doing this. And since doing this, I'm watching like the most unique and different ethnicities, different genders, different political views, different appearances, tall, short, young, old, like you name it. And I'm watching this like beautiful team form, this beautiful company form of people who don't all fit one specific mold, but who are really getting to step into who they are, who they were made to be, what they're passionate about, and establish a stream of income by serving others. And that's been a really beautiful thing to see, because I think I had this idea that you had to be this like, perfect, beautiful, perfect Instagram. My Instagram is not perfect. I really struggle with posting on social media. I'm trying to get better, but but it's like, guess what? You can do this successful, even if you don't have a beautiful social media and even if you don't own a cute, trendy hat. Like you can still do this, So that's one. And then the other thing, and I could go on and on, but I think one other thing that I just want to mention is something that you hear about this industry is like, you can make life-changing income. You can become a millionaire in this industry. And then people come in with a very low risk, low investment, not only financially, but a lot of times a low financial investment comes with a low investment of time and energy and effort. And they don't become a millionaire by their second month. And so they quit and they say, it didn't work for me. And I think that being a part of this and leading our team in this has really redefined my understanding of life-changing income. Because for Angelica, her life-changing income is having a paycheck in the summer. For you, your life-changing income is being able to help cover some bills and have flexibility to do greater giving. For other women on my team, it's $200 a month to help pay for groceries or pay their gas. That's been life-changing for their family. And so to change that mentality from like, oh, it's not successful, it doesn't work for everyone. Well, it's super simple. It works if you work. It's like if you don't work, then no, you're not going to make money. But I don't know of any jobs that you could get and like not put in any effort and not show up and get a paycheck. Like that doesn't happen at Starbucks. That doesn't happen at McDonald's. That doesn't happen in corporate America. Like if you want a paycheck from your employer, you have a job to do that you have to show up for. And so I think just kind of re-understanding all of that and seeing that like, I mean, if you work, it works. Right. And it's like the definition of work and the definition of success and the definition of life-changing income. I think it's when you're not in this profession or when you haven't actually tried it and you're just listening to what you hear from people, kind of I feel like the reputation is this is where you become a millionaire. And then if you don't by your second month, then it didn't work. But I think my mindset's been really reshaped by actually experiencing it, not just listening to what I've heard people say forever, but actually experiencing it and realizing like, wow, you know, if you show up and do some basic activities to serve people with proven products that have, you know, a decade of life-changing results for over 100,000 people, like you serve your community with those, and you get a paycheck. And for a stay-at-home mom with 3 small kids who, because of the pandemic, we have been homeschooling. My little guy with special needs and a mask on campus, whole other thing. Anyway, so it's like, that's been the best move for our family, but like, it has still given me an opportunity to have some income. And we've been able to say yes to my little girl who wanted to do a solo, you know, who's a dancer and wanted to do a solo. And we've been able to say yes when people have reached out to us and said, hey, we want to adopt a baby. Can you give anything? We've been able to say yes, like quickly and generously without having to go crunch our numbers and see where we're going to cut our budget somewhere else to make it work this month. That's life-changing. That is life-changing, you know? And so anyway, I could go on and on, but those are a couple of things that come to mind that it's like, man, this is different than what you hear, you know? And I think too, it's every company is different and every compensation plan is different. And so I think experiencing this from a leader and within a structure that's designed to help people flourish and to truly set us up for success, I mean, that's all I can speak from because that's been my only experience with this profession is being inside a company with a really generous comp plan that's, you know, set up really fairly and yes, I mean, it's all our training, our comp plan, our leadership. It is all designed for helping people flourish and be successful. And so it's been such a gift.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, and this is not my first go around with direct sales. And how I had originally entered was, you know, Bobby and I hit this place of financial desperation where we literally could not pay our bills based on the money that he was making. And I had just had our 3rd baby in less than 4 years and was scrambling to figure out what options are out there. What options do I have? It felt as if I had no options, which is what led me into this industry. And I think the thing that I've come to realize, and the thing that I appreciate so much now about this experience and why I'm so grateful you called me up in October of 2019, I can't believe it's almost been 2 years, is that I had already seen the potential of what was possible. I had already had a lot of those preconceived ideas or assumptions about what this industry was and wasn't kind of diffused in my previous experience. But then to get to align with a company like this, where I'm like, oh, I can stand behind this company with the entirety of my reputation and my character and my family's reputation in this community because it is so good. That has just been a game changer. And so, yes. Okay, we're reaching kind of the 30-minute mark, which I was going to kind of, you know, wrap this up at about 30 minutes. Really appreciate, I can only see people who are joining us through Facebook, but we're on a couple other different platforms. And if this is, you know, if you're hearing this, if listening to Cayla's story, a little bit of our story together as friends, as we've helped to launch this amazing company, MIG Living, into the social selling space. We would love to share more with you. And there are lots of opportunities to come and be educated about the company, what we're doing, our vision. Just one sneak peek, one of the big things that we're passionate about is ending child trafficking. And so a portion of every purchase through our company goes towards the fight to end that. And so very purpose-driven, very impact-driven. We have many ways that you can connect with us and many different ways to learn more about this. So if you are interested, both of us are, please private message us. You can follow Cayla on Facebook, on Instagram, just your name. I think it's just your name. I am Jody Good Living, Jody Good Living on Instagram. I'm going to be more present here on YouTube. I'm very active on LinkedIn, basically everywhere. I'm everywhere. So you can follow us there. Okay, I did want to ask you one final question, because this is just something that I'm really passionate about, and I know that you're passionate about as well. What is one thing in your life that really allows you to flourish? Totally.
I know we didn't talk about these questions ahead of time. I'm like winging it here. What is something in my life that allows me to flourish? Well, I think there are a number of things, but I think something that quickly comes to mind is being put in positions where I have to / get to grow in my weaknesses in order to step more into my strengths. And so kind of getting out of my own way. And I think it's easy to stay comfortable and to do things, to live out of our strengths. And I think we should live out of our strengths, but I think that we can fully flourish when we get to live out of our strengths. And also we're growing in the areas that aren't necessarily our strengths. And so I think that's something that I've been grateful for doing this is, my work history. I have many, many years of being involved with vocational Christian ministry, where my primary role was coaching and care of leaders. And, that's in my wheelhouse. That's where my strengths lie. And it's been such a gift, and I've grown so much in those strengths and been able to use them to bless others and to make a difference in the world. And I'm so grateful for that. And I think that this opportunity to be a part of this profession and using those gifts, but also this has been much more challenging for me in my areas of weakness. And I think that helps me flourish. It's like, as I work out of my strengths and get to use those gifts to serve and bless others. And also I have to figure out how to use technology, or whatever, like just things that's like, I am just not good at this. I'm just not good at this. But like the best way for me to flourish is to work out of my strengths and use those, and also to like figure out how to use technology and just kind of stretch myself. Now, I will never be somebody who like teaches others how to use technology. I just won't. But like just having to kind of stretch myself and grow myself in an area that's not a natural strength, I think allows me to fully flourish in who I am in life as a human, as a wife, as a mom, as a friend, a daughter, a sister, and as a business owner and an entrepreneur. So,
yeah, so good. Well, as someone who knows you very well and has seen you walk through many different life seasons, you're doing amazing. And you are an incredible leader that is having incredible influence on the lives of so many, including myself. And I'm just so thankful for you. So
same. And the best part about this is we get to do this together.
Yes.
I live in California, Jody lives in Indiana, and we're building this together because in this profession, we're able to choose who we want to do this with. And that's the greatest gift. So,
right. I think I talk to you more than I talk to my husband now.
Might be true. I mean, we're working together. We're talking all day long, and our husbands are doing their jobs. So we like see them at night and have talked to each other already 25 times that day. So.
Oh, love it. Well, love you, friend. And
Love
I
you.
really appreciate you taking time to come on here. And if any of this resonated with you, if you are watching, tuning into this, and if you are curious about learning more about this incredible grassroots movement company, we would love to talk to you. It has been life-changing, and one of the most incredible personal development experiences, as well as financial change that we've ever experienced. So thanks for tuning in, and have a great Thursday.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.